Well, praise the Lord, saints. Y'all come on in. I'm screaming. Hello?
Hey, but baby, it's 11:21 and you sound like you just right out. What you doing?
I'm up filming this episode of Scene.
You say you doing what?
Filming this episode of Scene.
Film the episode of Singing.
It's a series called Scene.
Oh, okay.
You call me?
I ain't want nothing, child.
Oh. Where you at?
Just get back on.
Where you been? Just wrapped up a fashion show, my very first fashion show, which was titled after my last collection, Born into Chaos, which means, finding that creativity and the beauty, within the chaos that we go through on a daily basis. I'm not gonna say, but we go through a lot. As the minority, we go through a lot, and being able to find the creativity through COVID amidst all of the stuff that was going on in the world, I think it was a beautiful thing for me to, be able to work through that and come out with such beautiful clothing. I'm Kendu Williams. I'm a creative director for, I'm Kendu Williams. I'm a fashion designer and a wardrobe stylist. And my brand is titled Art for Play. Shop. But yes, I'm now getting ready for the Slay magazine fashion show. And it's so crazy because it's actually going to be at the same venue I had my fashion show at. I am very excited about it, and I have a show in New York that I'm doing in June. Actually, the week of my brother's, I don't like to say death date or death anniversary. I don't like to say that, but the day he passed. It is what it is. It's the same week, and I definitely want to take that by storm, because that's definitely like a very strong week for me. Emotionally, I'm gonna be up and down, but I think I'm gonna take that and make it beautiful, and I'm just gonna have a good time for that. So, Art for Play was created in 2016, just out of the whim of faith, but it manifested itself shortly after the passing of my brother in October 2017. I got the name from just by listening to music. The name just popped up by me listening to music. I'm like a big, huge music fan, and whatever I feel, I listen to music, and my ideas and my designs and creations comes from that, from whatever I feel. Yeah, did you peep my little... I fell in love with fashion, I would say I was maybe six years old. My grandmother was a deacon's wife. I think it's called a deaconess. I don't know. She was the deacon's wife, so she had to be on her toes when it came to fashion. So I studied her and my mom growing up. My grandmother was the one, with the different, the big hats, the wild, crazy earrings, the loud colors, and different things like that. I knew I fell in love with fashion, and I knew I was gonna be different when it comes to fashion. I was 6, going to church, and I had this black and white blazer with a white turtleneck, with some black pants, with some gray, black and white, with gold cowboy boots. I knew then that was something I would love to do. Let me see if I can find a shirt. Literally just which I think is really, you can see, I'm a huge lover of music. And that album, that My Life album is definitely a favorite of mine. It helped me in a lot of ways. Like when I'm down, a lot of times, like if I'm down, I'm upset or feeling any type of emotion, if I go and play this album, I know this album will bring me out of whatever I'm feeling. And I get in moods like really quick. I don't know how people are with astrology and science and all that stuff, but I'm a Virgo, and we naturally, sometimes we can do the most. I would say as far as like my designs, like when I create, it's literally like what I feel. And some days I could be feeling good, I feel confident in anything, like whatever I do. And I come up with stuff like this that say love your blank self. And there's some days where I really feel real down. And when I feel down, I get things like this. I made this one, I would say, shortly, I think like after I got a call, like one of my friends from back home passed away. And yeah, when I get down, I get down. I like to do stuff that, you know, makes people look at me and be like, you know, like what is this about? Like what came to your mind about this, or what is this about? I like to like to wear things or try new things that make people kind of turn their head sideways. So once they do that, I know I've done my job. This one is more like I think this one I felt like more my most confident. In the eyes, it's like it was kind of showing like, okay, I'm here, I'm confident, but I'm still like, Yeah. I reflect on my brother's death a lot because it was so vivid, like it was literally like right in my face. And some days, like when I do think of it, it takes me to a place where it's like my mood is like I said, going back to the mood swings. I'll be up 1 minute I'll be down. 1 minute I get real quiet to myself. The next minute I'm just all in everybody's face. But it builds character. I would say death changes people, but it builds character at the same time. So, and this don't even go in this hanger, but what we doing today, after my showcase at the House of Blues in 2018 for Raw Dallas. That's when that was my first official show that I was featured in. If my name was a part of anything. And once after that, people was like, hey, you're that guy that does or back then I was doing my clothes didn't look like what it does now. So back then they was like, oh, you're the guy that does you do the t-shirts and joggers and things. I'm like, yeah. 2019, people was like, oh, you're the fashion designer. Now it's like, hey, you had the fashion show. You got some dope clothes. You did the video with Now things are like, when you put on my clothing, it's like you're turning heads without having to say anything. You make a statement, make a bold statement without having to open your mouth and say what it is that you want the people to know about you. And I said, when you put on clothes, it's like a feeling. It's how you feel. Today I'm tired and I'm feeling real sluggish and just this black is what we're doing today. So all of my art, I definitely say it's definitely an expression of what you're feeling and who you are, and being confident in that. So, my name is Kendu, and this is Sing.